Why did the Kuki National Front, or KNF, choose to break the terms of the peace talks? This question has been echoing around the corridors of power, ricocheting off the walls of think tanks, and reverberating in the ears of the Peace Establishment Committee. A puzzle in the global political landscape that has the international community scratching their heads, wondering what could have possibly led to this unexpected outcome. The airwaves are replete with theories and speculation, but as the dust settles on a series of disquieting events, we find ourselves in a unique position to delve deeper, to unearth the hidden layers of this complex narrative. We explore the reasons behind this breach of agreement, a defiance that not only broke protocol but also shattered the hopes of peace in already tumultuous region. Our story begins with the first session of the KNF meeting, a landmark event where two diametrically opposite entities came together to negotiate peace. Picture the room, charged with a tense atmosphere, where both parties, each with their own agenda, put their signatures on a set of conditions. It was, in a sense, to a shared future, a pledge to walk the difficult path of reconciliation and peace. However, from the outset, there were signs of trouble brewing. The Bangladesh government, a key player in this delicate dance of diplomacy, appeared less than committed to these terms. Their approach, marked by ambiguity and apathy, raised eyebrows. Promises made to release innocent prisoners within a month were left unfulfilled, even 4 months down the line. This was not just a delay, it was a blatant dismissal of a serious commitment, fueling mistrust and resentment. The prisoners, innocent souls caught in the crossfire, waited in anticipation, their hopes dwindling with passing day. Among them was a young girl, a prisoner from an army camp who had suffered a miscarriage while incarcerated. Her story, heartbreaking and gut-wrenching, had stirred international outrage. But even her pitiful condition did not soften the government's stand. She was set free, yes, but she was the only one. The rest continued to languish in confinement, their fate hanging in the balance. The Bangladesh army too showed a flagrant disregard for the terms of the meeting. Despite being a critical stakeholder in this process, their actions betrayed a lack of respect for the agreed terms. Civilian work was not halted, a direct violation of the conditions agreed upon at the meeting. The impoverished workers, already bearing the brunt of harsh living conditions, were allowed to continue toiling away in the camps, but even this meager respite was marred by injustice. They were denied a fair wage, their labor and their plight ignored. Unnecessary harassment and threats of arrest became a grim reality for innocent people, symbolizing the government's apathy towards peace talks. It was as if a dark cloud of uncertainty and fear had descended upon the region, casting a long shadow on the lives of its inhabitants. The camps, contentious symbols of oppression that were due for evacuation, continued to stand tall. They remained intact, a stark reminder of the government's nonchalance, serving as a constant source of harassment for the locals. In the end, all these factors, the broken promises, the unfulfilled commitments, and the blatant disregard for human rights, culminated in the KNF's decision to break the terms of the peace talks. It was a reaction, a response to the unwarranted provocation that had pushed them into a corner. So why did Kuki National Front, or KNF, choose to break the terms of the peace talks? The answer lies not in their actions, but in the circumstances that led to them. A series of events that revealed a stark disregard for peace and justice. Camps that were due for evacuation remained intact, serving as a constant source of harassment for the locals. The second meeting, held under the shadow of the Ruma cantonment, was no less disheartening. The atmosphere was heavy with disappointment, the air thick with the unsaid words and unshed tears. 2 innocent lives, once vibrant and brimming with potential, had now vanished within the confines of the dreary camp. It was a harsh reminder of the silent war that raged on, claiming its victims indiscriminately. The government, a supposed pillar of justice and support, and the Peace Committee, a beacon of hope for weary, could provide no explanation. They remained silent, their words of comfort and reassurances hanging in the air like empty promises. The committee, for all its posturing and declarations of intent, failed to present a clear stance on the 6-point demand raised by the Kuki National Front, KNF, was a pivotal issue, a point of contention that could have swayed the balance of peace. Yet, it was met with confusion, indecisiveness, and a troubling lack of resolve. The question was left unanswered, the uncertainty growing like a gaping wound. Fast forward to the military campaign of 2023. It was a year of change, of turmoil, and of unending bloodshed. The Bangladesh army, with all its might and power, unleashed a rain of over 4,000 powerful bombs. The devastation was incomprehensible, with several villages of the bomb community reduced to rubble and ashes. It was a grim testament to the destructive capability of war, a poignant reminder of the fragile nature of peace. The villagers, who once simple, peaceful lives, were now refugees in Mizoram. Their homes were gone, replaced by other tribesmen ordered by the army to occupy the deserted village. This sparked communal tension, the embers of discontent and resentment threatening to ignite a full-blown conflict. The construction of a border road continued unabated, with looming buildings casting long shadows over the indigenous people of the border area. These edifices were not just physical structures, they were symbols of oppression and a looming threat to their way of life. Meanwhile, the KNF's intelligence wing unveiled a sinister plot to undermine the KNF under the guise of peace talks. The allegations were damning, revealing a web of deceit and manipulation that spanned across the political landscape. Despite this, the demands raised by the KNF were conveniently ignored in the series of virtual and face-to-face meetings held. The government's response was to offer jobs and money in exchange for a return to normalcy. However, to the KNF, this felt like a betrayal, a slap to their dignity, and a significant disruption to the peace talks. The second face-to-face meeting offered no answers to the KNF's questions and left the organization in a quandary about its position and conduct. The Bangladesh's intelligence branch, instead of fostering peace, was busy pitting pro-government forces against the KNF. This raised questions about the effectiveness of a unilateral peace process from the KNF's perspective. The Peace Establishment Committee, it seems, was formed merely for it offered hollow assurances to the Kuki-Chin people, a facade of progress with no real substance. The allegations against the Bangladesh government are indeed grave, the gravity of the situation underscored by the ongoing harassment of innocent people, the breach of peace talk agreements, and the government's apparent disinterest in resolving the issues. The consequences are far-reaching, with implications that could change the course of history. As we continue to search for answers, one thing remains clear. The path to peace is fraught with challenges, and it will require genuine commitment from all parties involved to navigate this complex landscape.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the heart-wrenching tale of the Kuki-Chin people and their struggle for peace. We hope you found our documentary insightful and informative. Our mission at Zalingam Media is to shed light on such untold stories, to give voice to the voiceless, and to highlight the issues that are often overlooked by mainstream media. If you appreciate our work and want to stay updated with our latest content, please consider subscribing to our channel. By doing so, you're not only supporting us, but also contributing to the cause of bringing these unheard stories to the forefront. Remember, your support is the pillar of our work. So hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join us in our quest for truth and justice. Stay tuned for the next scene where we delve deeper into the consequences of the unresolved issues and the potential implications on the future of the Kuki-Chin people. Thank you again for your time and attention. Until next time, this is Zalingam Media, signing off.